It's 1969 in Linden, New Jersey, and the good people at Ampeg are developing their product line to sustain them through the early and mid 70s. When we think about the early 70s, what words come to mind? Well, social change, heck, CB radios, amazing music, louder music. But one thing that does not come to mind is the accordion. And Ampeg, who wanted to stay in the accordion line, developed this AC-12. And by early 71, it was discontinued. The customer brought this in. It has issues. He doesn't really know what's going on with it, just wants it checked out, but it does play. I have not powered on yet, so why don't we look at it together and see what's going on and come up with an estimate. And hopefully the client will approve and we can do some work on it. But I thought it'd be kind of cool just to jump in and see together what's going on with this kind of a cool weird amp. So let's get started on this 1970 Ampeg AC-12. Accordion amps are sick. What? All right. Accordion, instrument. These are our two inputs. We have volume and tone, tremolo, and reverb. Single 12-inch speaker. Pretty perfect size for today, right? If you don't want to carry a big, heavy 70s Ampeg around, may I suggest the AC-12. We can see this was made in Linden, New Jersey. We're going to talk a little bit about Linden. And real quick, Springsteen, two great songs he wrote about Linden, Born in the USA and Child Bride. That's what time it is. Springsteen time. Okay, we see our single 12. That looks like our Ampeg 151 output transformer. Looks like the original can cap. I'm glad to see this, the original 7591s. Hopefully those can stay. We have a Compactron 12AX7 and a 12DW7. I see a date in here of 86, and this preamp tube has been replaced. Original two-prong, well, that's got to go. So as it turns out, the audio I shot the rest of the day, it didn't come through. Well, old Ampegs are more reliable than Amazon microphones. Also, one of the channels is out, so I'm going to run this mostly in mono. Sorry about the inconvenience, but we're still going to make this work. It's all right. Here's a quick sample of the hum. That did come through. With the chassis on blocks, I'm showing the electrolytic filter can capacitor. You can see some electrolytic niceness oozing out of it. We have to change this and the capacitor to the right. Looking at the schematic of the AC-12, dated February 1970, we have our power supply. This is our filter capacitor, can cap that we're going to replace. This is the discrete capacitor that we're going to replace. We're also going to change these cathode bypass caps because those are also electrolytic caps. This is our oscillator for our tremolo. Now our inputs. We have instrument and accordion, and accordion actually has more gain than the instrument. Our guitar signal comes in to the first 12AX7 and then comes out here into our resistor of our optocoupler down to our one knob tone control. This is our volume pot. Then the signal goes to this 6U10, which is a Compactron, so 3 triodes, and our signal comes out here and then gets split into the next stage, and then a dry signal will come out over here. So this becomes a reverb drive. This is reverb return. That's a reverb pan, and it's mixed together right here. And let's see, so we got a gain stage, and then we have our phase inverter, and then our output tubes, output transformer, speaker, and then we have our feedback resistor here, 68K. If we compare the AC-12 to Ampeg's guitar version, the GU-12, I only find 2 differences, but they're quite important. These amps are going to sound much different. On the guitar version, there's 2 tone knobs, treble and bass, and this is a Baxandall tone stack. You're going to have more tone control, but you're going to have a lot less gain with the Baxandall. So the guitar version has less gain in the front end than the accordion version, a lot less gain. However, and this kind of surprised me, there's no feedback resistor in the guitar version. Accordion version, 68K feedback resistor. Guitar version, no feedback. The feedback resistor is there to limit distortion. It's going to change the EQ. It's going to change the feel of the amp. Without that feedback resistor, this amp's pretty wide open. Probably both amps are really good sounding. I'd be curious to compare them, and I'd really be curious to remove this feedback resistor on the accordion version with the one knob. That would probably be wicked. That's going to be some wicked tone. But this is the differences I see here on the guitar version and the accordion version. So this is a good opportunity to talk about this tube here. This is a Compactron. This is a 6U10. So a Compactron, this one here, is 3 triodes in one glass envelope. 12DW7. That is 2 triodes. One of them is like a 12AU7 and the other side's like a 12AX7. And the 7591. I love this tube, and the old ones are great. Okay, got the new can cap in here. All the electrolytics have been replaced. We tested the watts, did a cleaning, did a soldering. Now let's see if the reverb and tremolo are working. So I'm pretty interested to hear how this sounds. Reportedly, Keith Richards used one of these, the guitar version, in Exile. One thing I think about when I'm servicing tube amps is sustainability. This amp made 1970, is still going strong. This thing is going to outlive me. Buy a new digital amp, and in 6 years, you know it's going to be in a landfill somewhere. All right, so far I like what I hear. Nothing, no hum. Let's do instrument. Well, that was from Tattoo You and not from Exile, but you get my point. So thanks for watching this video. I didn't get a chance to talk about Linden, but maybe there'll be a road trip soon. There's a couple Ampegs in the shop now that would make really special videos. So thanks again for watching. See you soon. Out.